So as you're about to see here, Echo Base here, they had this video. I wish I could have grabbed this video. I wish Cornbread Man was watching this channel to get this fucking video. Damn it. So, apparently, this ex Disney employee that did video editing or something here, he came out talking about the Acolyte isn't the end of this shit. It's going to get worse than the Acolyte. And I don't know how you're going to get worse than the Acolyte. I really don't. Knowing them, it's possible. Each show is worse than the one from before. So, I mean, I just couldn't imagine something being worse than that. I don't know how you would do it, but apparently they're going to try to do it. So, we're going to watch this. So, I went to go look at the original video so I could talk about that. But the guy shut it down. And then I tried looking it up on YouTube or seeing if anybody had a backup or anything. And nobody has it. And apparently, he did one an hour or two ago where he was talking about Kathleen Kennedy in detail or something, but he took that down too. So I'm assuming Disney saw it, or he's got a NDA or a thing, an agreement that he can't talk shit about Disney or something. I don't know. He got spooked and took it down. I wish I could have got it, but we got this much at least.
And talking about how they've destroyed the brand. Let's get into it.
Yeah, check out Echo Base if you haven't.
That is starting to trend, and it's starting to blow up. And I hope it does blow up. And I think it's only a matter of time if he's willing.
I hope I can find. I'll keep looking, but I just couldn't find a backup of
on
this.
live shows. You know, we need to get him over on Gary from Nerdrotic. We need to get him over on Geeks and Gamers. We've invited him here to come join us and talk about his experience and where Star Wars went wrong. Here's what we got to know. The man is like many of us. He is a fan of Star Wars that grew up with Star Wars. It was the golden age of the brand. It was the once indestructible franchise created by a fan of Mr. Filoni.
We're going to get to the guy.
My first memory of going to the movies as a little boy was Return of the Jedi.
He begins his 40-minute long video talking about what Star Wars means to him. He is a fan like many of us.
Maybe you can work for George Lucas at Skywalker Ranch, right? Well, funny they said that, because years later, I walk up to these doors at Lucasfilm Animation for the first time as an employee. And that was the old days, you know, with George. It was something special. It wasn't perfect. It was not perfect at all, but there was something special. Now, I worked in this building here.
He basically takes the viewers on a virtual field trip of sorts, going all around Skywalker Ranch, showing you all of the different buildings, sharing his memories, company cookouts. Everything's great. Everything's wonderful. It's not perfect, but everything is.
All right, here we
Say
go.
you don't want to know how the sausage is made. Well, not only do I know how the sausage is made, I know the people making it very well. And seeing their names and credits, it just bothered me. Yeah, I just was like, I can't support these people.
Yep.
And so I just stayed away. I wasn't watching any of the new content. And then a few years goes by and I just stopped caring.
One of the things that he says multiple times in this video is that the most toxic, biggest shills for Disney Star Wars are people who work at the company. Does that surprise you?
Nope.
It is interesting having been on the inside and now being out and then just hearing the opinions of people. Because like I said, when I was still in, I was starting to not really feel what was going on. I wasn't agreeing with the direction. So I'm not really surprised where things are at. Now, looking back, I didn't know they would go as far as they did. They've definitely doubled down. But
double down.
It is interesting to actually hear what the fans have to say on the outside, people who weren't in the company.
He talks extensively about how so many of us fans on the outside who have never been in the company actually get things right. Now, ironically enough, he's made a separate video talking about the content of Mike Zero, and he says how off the wall bizarre that is. Basically saying, hey, Mike Zero's doing his thing, but it's bizarre, it's off the wall, and none of this is legitimate. But as far as this goes,
Mike Zero.
he's specifically talking about the fandom and how they feel or how they view Dave Filoni. Filoni has been a major topic of discussion lately for the fans. Many fans had hope that Dave
All right.
Filoni would be able to get Star a
Let's-
major problem for Star Wars and its fans. Now, this gets really interesting here. He's talking about how when he worked at Lucasfilm, he was not able to have an opinion contrary to being shill. If he was critical at all, they treated him horribly. Check this out.
But there's part of me that's still, I'm interested. I think more from an entertainment perspective, just to see how upset people were getting. Just because I remember, from like I said, personal experience being in the studio and being like, oh, I don't know if I really liked the character Rey, and just like my coworkers just losing their ever living shit at me. I really getting pissed off at me because I didn't like it, and it wasn't. Granted, some of my coworkers worked on it. But that wasn't a big deal. I've had plenty of people work on projects, and I could tell them the project I didn't like the project, and they'd be cool with it. Like I had friends that worked on that Avatar from M Night, and they would trash the project. They'd be like, "I'm not going to screening. Screw that movie. I give it 3 months of my life. It's not getting 2 more hours, right?" But when it came to Star Wars, well, that was taboo, right? That was big taboo.
And just for the record, he's talking about Star Wars under the Kathleen Kennedy regime, without question.
And George just at one point decided he was done, right? And I don't think he ever really cared about his replacement. No, did he teach Filoni a lot? Sure. This whole like Filoni's a replacement for George. There was only ever one George.
Mm.
Not
Yep.
that George is a perfect storyteller. Definitely had his mistakes in the past. Red Tails. But I never considered Filoni to be the next George Lucas.
Coming from a former Lucasfilm employee, I never considered Dave Filoni to be the next George Lucas. None of us should.
Yeah, I saw this a long time ago. That they were definitely starting to blur the lines between reality, our world, and the world of Star Wars. I saw the indications of this a long time ago. I didn't know they would take it this far, but I'm really not surprised by everything I've been learning about this Acolyte series. I'm not surprised.
Blurring the lines between our world and Star Wars. Basically, what that means is they're trying to interject our world, our problems,
Yep,
our
trying to put that
modernism
bullshit in there.
into current Star Wars. And Star Wars is supposed to be a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars is about escaping.
Yep.
They don't want you to escape. They want to teach you a lesson.
They want to
about
trap
DEI.
you is what they
That's
want.
what we're getting. And The Acolyte, make no mistake about it, The Acolyte is seriously a show about a lesbian group, lesbian coven of witches experiencing some type of genocidal event. And there are now 2 remaining who happen to be twins, one good, one bad. That's the story.
From episode 3 of The Acolyte. It dropped
See?
last night.
Even
and
the
I had
women hate it.
actually had-
Even the women hate it. He's absolutely correct.
I always found it was a good icebreaker because you could find a Star Wars fan almost anywhere, right? Kick over a rock, there's a Star Wars fan. So it was nice to have that. Now it's kind of embarrassing, actually. Some of the most diehard and toxic fanboys you'll find work at the company. Most of the items, the jackets that I sold, crew gear, were sold to people that were working there. It was never going to get better. I knew they were going to double down, quadruple down
Yep.
on their position and
Exactly.
just keep going in that direction. And here's this. A lot of people are saying, okay, that's it. This episode 3 of Acolyte has killed Star Wars. I disagree with that one. I think we have yet to see Star Wars truly die. They're going to take it one step further.
It is going to get worse. And here's the question. As it gets worse, who's going to be watching? They have legitimately
I don't know how it
killed
can get
Star
worse
Wars.
than that.
I mean, it is burnt to the ground, ashes, corpse. It is over. They have destroyed this brand. House of the Dragon Season 2, Episode 1 just premiered yesterday, last night, and it's blowing anything Disney Star Wars has done away already.
Hell,
The numbers are going to be off the charts. It's going to be the number one
fucking
show
Fallout.
streaming on any streaming
man, you
platform.
can basically take
worldwide,
anything mediocre and put it against
Disney
this
can't
Star
say
Wars
that
crap
about
and it'll blow it out of the
anything
water.
anymore. The Acolyte won't even make Nielsen's top thing would be fine. That's where they go wrong. I want to shout out Knee Pain. Go check him out. I'm going to link his channel and
So this guy, he took the video down. He deleted it, like I said. If I find a backup of the whole thing or something, I'm gonna. The biggest problem is exactly what I've been saying all along. These people are so prideful and they think they're doing these great things. And imagine telling the people in there you don't like Ray. Look how they reacted to the guy. Ray is fucking garbage. Ray sucks ass, man. She just sucks. And you don't even, they couldn't even make up their mind who she was or anything. The whole thing is a complete fuck up. And like this guy says, they're just going to double down. Man. I just don't know how you could make this any worse than what I saw there, because I think what they're getting ready to do is like Doctor Who and have a gay kiss. I think that's what the only thing I could think of that's going to come, because they're gearing up with all this lesbian stuff. And we saw how well that worked out for Doctor Who. 60-year all-time low rating. It said it might even get canceled. These people do not learn. And thank you for making it so easy for me to destroy your fucking asses soon, you pieces of shit, man. You stupid motherfuckers. The inability to take criticism is one's biggest downfall in life, man. You have to take the criticism and adjust to your audience. Well, first off, if you were doing something good in the first place, you wouldn't have that much criticism. You're always going to have criticism, but the amount of criticism determines how bad something is. And look at all the criticism of this. This is like horrific criticism. I don't remember this back in the day. I mean, yeah, we didn't have the internet and all this, but the criticism of the original ones, it was nothing like this, man. God damn it. I wish this guy left the fucking video up. Shit. All right. Thanks for watching. Get the outro. All right, there we go. See you next time, everybody. Oh, we're going to play this before we go for a laugh.
Really focused on making sure we have some of the best entertainment in the galaxy on board. One of which I'm so excited about is this pop star who's known throughout the galaxy for all...
Non-descriptive, just unisex, and I was looking up Latin names. I'm like, this
performer just came out of nowhere. It was incredible.
Let's get you back to the launch pod in your home planet.
Sounds great.
All right.